Hey there, this is Dr. Jeremy Steiner. What if your patient's real problem isn't the diagnosis? It's that their body no longer knows how to regenerate. In this training taken from a recent event that I recorded, I'm giving you the ElectroMedicine Regeneration Blueprint, a terrain-based strategy for restoring tissue, recharging the nervous system, and rebuilding the body at the cellular level. I'm about to break down why all regeneration begins with electricity, what nutrients the body actually needs to rebuild, and how to shift your patients out of sympathetic dominance so they could finally heal. Now, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a training. Let's get into it.
For us, we need to stay in our lane and diagnose from a terrain theory perspective, and then the best medicine is electricity. It's just the nature of existence. So we're constantly regenerating new cells. Cells are always wearing out and need to be replaced. We learned this in high school biology. Disease occurs when we lose the ability to make new cells that work, or when these cells cannot function properly. This is cool. Your entire body rebuilds itself in less than 2 years. How cool is that? Regenerating tissues, and it's under your license to regenerate tissues with electricity. Eat your heart out, physical therapist. Every cell in your body eventually dies and is replaced by new cells, and every day is a new opportunity to build a new body. These are cellular regeneration times. If you notice, the blood is about 4 months. If you quickly study this, and then this will enable you to know what to expect for your patients. If we want to clean up a patient's blood, it's going to take 4 months, for example. If we want to try and regenerate the stomach lining, it's going to take at least 5 days, so on and so forth. So by knowing cellular regeneration tissue times aids you in giving gaining some insight into how long or how fast you can expect results. Patients come in and their problems are poor terrain and their cells are not regenerating. Then you add electricity, they finally have enough energy to start regenerating, but also they're locked in sympathetic dominance. And so we need to take care of that. Now, this is super simple for spinal bracketing circuitry. We focus on 2 things, which is identifying which neural level is deficient and adding electricity so that the organ or tissue then has enough electricity to start regenerating again. But the second thing we do is turn off the sympathetic signal going to the tissue or organ. You'll see it sounds more complicated than it really is. But if you can think about those 2 things, 1 is providing electricity for cellular regeneration, and 2 is working with the autonomic nervous system. Because we give lip service, parasympathetic is rest and recovery, and sympathetic's fight or flight. Well, that rolls over into reality for us when we're patients right in front of us and we need to get them out of sympathetic dominance, which they've been locked in for 50 years. Then, if they've been locked in sympathetic dominance for 50 years and in 20 minutes you shift them to parasympathetic, and that's the first time they felt that in 50 years, you have to inform them, this is normal that for the first time in 50 years you just want to sleep, right? How can they get better if they don't sleep? Many of our patients aren't sleeping. Nighttime is an amazing time to shut down energy going to things we don't need and regenerating cells for when we wake up in the morning. So what's needed for cells to regenerate and function properly? Number 1 is electrons, chi. And number 2 is raw nutrients. I call it Gucci, but that term is different than what we all learned in TCM school. Gucci is anything that you can add or take away from the patient. So we have chi givers and chi stealers, right? So part of our job is to say, hey, Mrs. Smith, you got to stop smoking cigarettes. We're the only type of practitioner that's going to actually do that. A lot of times their medical doctor aren't going to tell them, stop smoking. Drink some clean water. Stop drinking the tap water. It's on our responsibility as, electric medicine practitioners to subtract the cheese stealers from their life as much as possible and add stuff. So one major component for all life, I don't care what anybody tells you, is iodine. You can't live without iodine. It's got more than 100 functions in the body. The easy example is thyroid uses iodine to create thyroid hormone. So step one, if you correct the neural level going to the thyroid, T1 provides electricity to the thyroid, it can regenerate, it's ready to go, but there's no molecules of iodine there. How can we expect it to build something out of nothing? Right? Now, this boils down to I'm lazy and I like to cheat and I just give my patients a high quality multivitamin, non-GMO, because it covers bases, So I don't have to think too hard about what's my patient deficient in. Chances are they're not getting very good nutrition from their food. So electron requirements for health. This is measurable. So you can use something like an accugraph, you can use a meter if you want. And I teach measuring because it's scientific and it's cool. But in practice, I don't measure because it takes too long and I can help 3 other people in the time it takes to measure. And there's other ways of diagnosing, which you're going to see this whole weekend, such as when voltage decreases in a neural level, tissue, or acupuncture channel, it creates a magnetic field that you can feel as sticky. So Keirakuchirio is this Japanese meridian system where they go around feeling meridians for stickiness. They're feeling for deficiencies in Ichi. The other thing is that in TCM land, we have a lot of lip service to excess and deficiency and excess phlegm damp from spleen qi deficiency and all these terms. But for us, when I say deficiency, I mean Ichi or electricity. And you can never have too much of a good thing. There's a caveat to that. We found that the body responds really well to higher voltage and very low current or amperage. Dr. Adrian's going to come and teach you all about that. So the acuchannels, the neural levels, and the blood should be around -20 millivolts. This is the same exact measurement that we get from the Earth. The Earth is this giant battery.
If your patient can't heal, can't sleep, or can't get results no matter what they try, there's a reason. Their cells aren't regenerating because they don't have the charge or the materials or the nervous system balance to get there. But now you have the blueprint: voltage, Gucci, parasympathetic access, and tissue-specific timelines. If this shifted your perspective, give the video a like and drop a comment for more advanced electromedicine training. Visit electroacupunctureinstitute.com. Thank you for being a part of this work. Peace and bliss.